Hey, Brad Burud here with Flames Unfiltered. Time for another Flames Unfiltered Shorts, and we're in the middle of it. 6-game losing streak. Looking to change that tonight against the Winnipeg Jets. Back at home at the Saddle Dome on a cold, snowy morning for me as I'm out driving, getting a nice cup of coffee, get some stuff done today. Big game tonight. So let's talk about this losing streak, and let's talk about how we should feel as fans. And I've been frustrated. I've been down in the dumps. I've been worried. I've been wondering, what does this season have for us? We've got 12 points in 13 games. We're 5-6-2. Not great. 7-game losing streak. Even more not great. It's kind of all run together. Since the game 4 of the losing streak, it was 4, 5, 6, now 7, and you kind of lose track. All games that I felt like we were in, could have won. Heck, we held the lead in almost all of them except for one, I believe. Currently, though, and here's where things get a little bit better. We currently sit 5th in the Pacific. We're 4 back of the top 4 in the Pacific, which isn't that bad. Now, I don't think we're catching Vegas and Edmonton unless we go on a hellacious run and they go on a hellacious slide, which can happen. But Vegas looks really, really good. Edmonton, if they could get their goaltending figured out, they'd be all right. But, hell, that's been a problem up north for a long time, right? Now, there is 2 teams ahead of us that I think we can catch. That is the LA Kings and the Seattle Kraken. We get our shot at the Kings on Monday night. But if you look at the teams below us, which is San Jose, Anaheim, and Vancouver, are any of those catching us? Any of them? I don't think San Jose is catching us. I know Anaheim's not catching us. And I watch this Vancouver team, and it seems like just when they start to get things going, they figure out another problem. I like our odds against them, too. Well, we have to catch one of the 2. That's LA or Seattle. And I think that's completely doable. So as bad as this has been, and no, it hasn't been good, I do feel like we're not in a horrible, horrible position. We're 1 back of a wild card spot, which is currently held by a 3-way tie with Arizona, Minnesota, and Chicago. And if you look, can things really keep going like this? Look at our players. Our goaltenders both have under a .90% save percentage. Markstrom's at a 2.97 goals against average, and Vladar's at a 3.33. Vladar has been good, I thought. Has been actually better than Markstrom. Markstrom needs to figure out a way to not let these leaky goals in clutch times. He needs to be the superstar that we signed. But if you look at the forwards, it worries me. Lucic, 0 goals. He's been atrocious lately in my mind. Dylan Dubé, 1 goal, 3 assists in 13 games. How can we give this guy top 9 minutes if the guy just never produces? Never produces. We wait every year to see Dylan Dubé. It's going to be his year. It's going to be his year. It's going to be his year. It's never not his year. And I worry that this year is not his year either. Andrew Mangiapane, 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points in 13 games, and almost all of them were in the first couple games. He's been non-existent lately. I think he's had more chances in the last couple games, but, you know, he had a point blanker last game that would have been critical in us winning, and he didn't bury it. He's got to start being the Andrew Mangiapane we paid to bury him. Jonathan Huberdeau, 1 goal, 5 assists, 6 points in 11 games. Not the Huberdeau we traded for. He is injured. I think he's been injured a while. He did not go to morning skate today, so we won't see him against Winnipeg tonight. I worry less about him. I think it's an adjustment period, and I think he's put a lot of pressure on himself. And I'm not saying that's right, but I think he's put a lot of pressure on himself, and I think he'll get that straightened out. Lindholm, 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 points, 13 games. I'd like to have a little bit better pace for Lindholm. Not horrible, but I'd like to have a little bit better pace. But the thing that's blowing my mind is shot percentage. Listen to some of these numbers. Anderson, a 3.7% shot, 4.8 for Coleman, 4.5 for Dubé, 8.3 for Majapani. Oof. The team save percentage, not good at all. And then when you go into the turnovers, Zadorov, turnover after turnover after turnover. Mackey, turnovers. DeSimone, a turnover that was critical. Oh, man. The turnovers in the neutral zone. It has just become a huge problem in Calgary. And another huge problem is the penalties. Now, I think we can, and the reason I bring these up in a positive post like this, is I think we can eliminate those penalties. Just take a step back, relax, and play a little bit more discipline. This isn't panic time. And when the panic goes away and we have a little bit more fun playing, because when you play fun, you play better, those turnovers will go away too. Now, this team's had injuries, and you can make excuses all over the place, but Tanev looks like he'll be back in the lineup tonight against Winnipeg. Stone, have no idea. We don't even know what the injury is. Huberdeau, we have heard upper body, we've heard lower body. He didn't skate today. That may be a little bit of time. Oliver Shillington, we're still waiting, and boy, could we use him. But our line consistency hasn't been helped out with the injuries. These guys are going to come back from injuries, and that's going to help too. So you couple that with increasing the shooting percentage, eliminating some turnovers, staying out of the penalty box, it's going to start going the Flames' way. This team has not got any puck luck through this losing streak at all. Zero puck luck. Our goaltending has not helped us. I can think of one game this year, 2 games maybe early in the season, where our goaltending was better than our opposing team's goaltending. I don't think that's sustainable when you have a guy like Jacob Markstrom on your team. I fully believe Jonathan Huberdeau, Andrew Majapani will get things going. I believe our shot percentage goes up, and we're going to get healthy. Let's hope the injuries don't get worse. That's probably the biggest variable in this whole thing. I think all the other things are probably more likely. But I think injuries are going to be something that we're going to deal with all year. Every team does. Come on, guys. We got super, super lucky last year. But this isn't time to fire the coach. This isn't a time to make a trade. This isn't a time to give up on our players. There's a lot of hockey left in this season. No, it hasn't been good, and no, it hasn't been ideal. But there's a lot of things that haven't went the Flames' way. And the hockey gods have a funny way of evening things out. Check out this week's episode of Flames Unfiltered. It gets dropped this Thursday. Kyle Lewis and I will update you on everything going on with the Flames this week. And we're going to give player grades this week. That should be interesting. Join Kyle and I on the show. We record Wednesday night. We'll drop that Thursday for you. Come on, Flames. Tonight against Winnipeg would really, really help out with the problems. Have a good day, Flames fans.